Well, hello. How's everyone doing tonight? Lots of information going on. Hopefully, everyone is having a great night. A lot of stuff happening out there in the world, like we're saying. Of course, explosions heard over Billings, Montana. We'll talk about that and more. Hi, Richard. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Nana. Hi, Rodney. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Karen. Hi, Greg. Hello. Hi, Corinne. Hi, Linda. Hi, Tia. Hopefully, everyone's having a great night and is safe out there. Please share this out and please spread it out there as far as you can. Hit that like button. We definitely appreciate that. Let's get started. Of course, James Comey today blasted Biden on the Chinese balloon and speculated if it could be bioweapons. And we know that's what I was speculating last night. And of course, a lot of other people were too, of whether bioweapons could be in this balloon traveling over the continental United States and not being shot down before it reached United States territory was ridiculous. I mean, absolutely ridiculous that the balloon wasn't shot down before it reached U.S. territory. And obviously, the federal government doesn't know what it is in the balloon. That's a big concern. Is the balloon a bioweapon? Or was it a bioweapon in the balloon? Did the balloon take off from Wuhan? That's a lot of questions that I was talking about, where, of course, COVID 19 was first discovered and allowed to also. Yeah. But here's the thing, if the balloon took off from Wuhan, it could have easily been shared with a lot of information of how to make the virus kill rate 80%, because we know we accidentally discovered that here in Boston University, here in the US. So that just leads to more questions. Honestly, what is going on? I mean, why isn't our government talking about where the balloon came from? Where is it going? Of course, now we're getting reports that the balloon is supposedly not there anymore. We'll find out. Is the balloon still in the sky? Does the balloon still exist? The balloon is not the US's, I'll tell you that for sure. China has definitely said it is China's. Of course, saying it doesn't mean anything. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Shelly. How you doing tonight? You guys joining? Of course, explosions in the sky above Billings, Montana, where the Chinese balloon was spotted infiltrating U.S. airspace, as residents report seeing a jet zoom by after officials came under fire, of course, for refusing to shoot it down. There's, of course, video of the aftermath reveals a smoke trail in the sky where the balloon was. U.S. officials called the balloon a clear violation of sovereignty while warning that it wouldn't be shot down because it's hovering over sensitive sites. Now, I'm just going to say this. Is it gone? We don't know. This is speculation at the point. I cannot give details that, of course, I've gotten from other sources. But as from what I've heard and what people are describing the explosion looked like, it sounds like we used a vacuum bomb on whatever device this was. A missile, of course, with a vacuum bomb in it, caused the space inside of the air to get it superheated and ignite, cause it to suck into one point and then blow back out, which then it would eradicate any kind of bioweapon or thing that we would have to worry about that. So that's definitely what I'm thinking happened. I mean, nobody's saying for sure. Yeah, they're saying they're tracking it still, but that's the thing. There's a lot of people saying it's still out there, it's not out there. There's a video of, I'll put the video up here in just a second. Give me one moment. I'll put the video up so you guys can see what I'm talking about, because I really want you guys to understand. This is the question. Was it shot down or not? I mean, I want to know. Of course, the U.S. government is not making any comments whatsoever, not helping the situation in any way. Of course, they could easily jump in and say, hey, we did this or we did that, or the balloon's no longer a threat, it's no longer existent. You don't have to worry. Of course, they're not doing that. They're leaving it up to citizens to speculate more and more about what's actually happening, which is crazy. knowing that U.S. citizens right now are afraid of what's going on, not just here, but around the world. Speculation doesn't lead anybody to anything better. We know that from past events. But I'm going to play the video, of course, here in just a second so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Oh, that's a video falling out of the sky. I don't know why you can't see it very clearly. Hold on one second. I'll see if I can get a better video up. Of course, this is coming out of the sky. Is it real? Is it a scam? Is it? I mean, it's craziness right now. What's going on? I mean, the U.S. isn't saying anything. They're letting everybody speculate. If you look right here, you can see this trail where the moon supposedly fell from, and which still no definite impact one way or another. We don't know. Why is the U.S. government playing these games, and why can't they just give us a straight answer? That's another question. I mean, at this rate, we deserve answers. The United States people do. We deserve more than just answers. We deserve to know why they didn't do something right away when they seen this in the first place. This is live right now, Mom's Matter. The balloons have never been allowed inside the U.S. airspace. That's not a question. We know that. One thing after another. I mean, this is ridiculous. No, it was shot by something. We don't know what. We know that it was reports of a jet flying by, and according to the people talking about being exploded, I mean, it's just crazy. It's honestly crazy. They're saying it's a Chinese, of course, say it could have been. It was a civil project, whatever BS they have. Once again, I mean, but right now, according to news, North Carolina Police Department urges residents not to pot shoot at suspected spy balloon. So right now, it's looking like it's over North Carolina. So this report that's coming out that something got shot in the sky over Montana is not the same balloon. I'm seeing this right now as we're saying it. We just got information for sure that it's in North Carolina. It's been sighted. And the now infamous Chinese weather balloon, what they want to claim it is anyways. I mean, the U.S. still has not shot it down. So we're getting reports that it's been shot down. We're getting reports that people have seen something shot down in Billings, Arizona, or Billings, Montana. We know for sure it's in California or North Carolina right now. We know where it came from. We know where it's been. I mean, it's an altitude of 60,000 feet. Police there are trying to warn citizens not to try to shoot at it because at 60,000 feet, you're not going to hit it. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. We're watching this being tracked, the suspected balloon. Spotted Montana, moving eastward. We know it was spotted well before Montana because we know. Right now it's at 60,000 feet. We're in the last update, 15 minutes ago, 60,000 feet. That's what they're telling us anyways. A lot of things change and a lot of the information that they're saying. No, the spy balloon is the one that's right now over making its way to Galveston. Or Gastonia, North Carolina. I think that's the way to say it. Uh, it's crazy. It's crazy that it's been moving this so far eastward. Nobody's doing anything. It's ridiculous. I mean, the spy balloon appeared and it's heading towards, was it heading towards the Carolinas or Virginia based on wind direction? That's the last true update. It's one thing after another, literally. One thing after another. Every time we turn around. Literally zero mention. That's what I'm saying. There's no mention of what happened in the explosion in the sky in Billings, what fell out of the sky. No mention whatsoever on it. Anywhere except for if you look at actual posts and videos coming from that area. I mean, the size of several buses. It's not a weather balloon at this point. We know that. We have clear pictures of it. It's been tracked for several days before the United States decided not to shoot it down. China claims it's a civilian airship. The Biden administration, of course, doesn't want to do anything. They have their hands tied. It's just ridiculous. It was in Billings a couple days ago. One thing after another. They keep saying different things. That's all I'm going to talk about. But fully autonomous passenger planes are inching closer to takeoff. This story is driving me crazy. More AI controlling more divisions of life. I mean, you're talking, we're not talking about what happened or what's happening with the balloon anymore. Let's step off of that for a second. We can't accept self driving cars. Yeah, there's multiple balloons, I guess, you guys, so I'm not getting into it right now. And I can confirm what's going on, and I'll probably have a full detailed story about it tomorrow night because there are multiple balloons for sure. We know that for a fact right now because I've have several other sightings verified. But autonomous aircrafts, talking totally autonomous flight and airliners. That's what they're pushing for now. Start a company called X-Men. Of course, shout out to Star Wars fans everywhere. If you know what's going on, as working with the Federal Aviation Center to integrate autonomous aircraft into a complex airspace. This is crazy. We can't accept self-driving cars, but we're going to accept passenger planes that drive themselves now with AI, full AI, deep thinking AI at that. Teresa, that's what I don't want to talk about. I mean, they were talking regular passenger planes. Airlines, of course, want anything that'll save them money. Of course, having cut pilots and the pilots union would save the airlines plenty of money. It's just crazy what's going on though with these autonomous AI has taken from one step earlier last year has taken a giant leap, and not just industry that we look at, but every industry we're focused on all around. Of course, unemployment numbers look like they're great according to U.S. unemployment. I mean, there's 517,000 jobs added in January, supposedly. But we know more than that were cut from tech industry. So what does that matter? Yeah. Of course, the higher surge or the people want or job to work ratio shows more people of working age, especially men, are dropping out of the labor force. But are they dropping out of the labor force? Are they not eligible for unemployment so they're not accounted for once they lose their job? Now, this is a big question because a lot of people received unemployment during the pandemic, even when they were employed, because of temporary layoffs that happened throughout lots of industries. Now, those people are no longer eligible to get unemployment until they work to receive those credits back. Once they get their unemployment credits back, then they can apply for unemployment again, of course, if they would lose their job. But people are losing their jobs long before those unemployment numbers are even reached. And this is a very scary situation. So unemployment looks extremely low. I mean, at 3.4%, the lowest in 53 years. It's truly underscoring what is actually happening in America. The challenges faced by everyday Americans are getting worse. Let's be honest. I mean, everything we do, everything we turn around and see, it's one thing after another. Yeah, I got video and pictures of it. The problem is you can't see it very well when I put it through YouTube or Facebook. I don't know why, but it's crazy. Employers supposedly added 517,000 jobs last month. Of course, a lot of these part-time jobs. Job rate is dropped to 4.3%, but yet we have the highest number of Americans out of the workforce ever. Uh, what's happening to American citizens is death by debt. It's literally happening all around the country. Even the government's running this way. I mean, right now the federal debt back in 1980 was only $914 billion. America's GDP was 31 or 32%. Since then, the debt has grown more than 3,000% to 3.1.38 billion. Today, our debt and GDP has skyrocketed to nearly 125%. That means when we pay our debt for the year, we're still short 25% after all the money we take in. People don't realize that what's happening. Florida's lost at least 800,000 jobs. I mean, around the country's lost more than that. The economy's free falling, as we know. Price of goods are going up. Less people are employed. And of course, interest rates are higher than ever. Yeah, the jobs are supposedly jobs for December. Talking about December's jobs numbers, not January. But debt from debt is happening as people now, moreover, are taking on debt to buy food, to buy groceries, to pay their rent, to pay their bills. Those credit card payments are getting higher and higher as interest rates continue to climb. Yeah, unemployment rate's lowest since 50 years. Unemployment rate in America is not accounted for by how many Americans are unemployed. It's accounted for how many Americans are not receiving unemployment from the government, which is totally bogus the way it works. I mean, the system is totally rigged. Let's be honest. Because we know how many people were out of work during the pandemic and were receiving unemployment. Record numbers of people. Because, of course, businesses closed their doors temporarily, but now they're laying off people permanently. Of course, Biden is dodging the inflation technique and saying it was there when I got here. Man, that's his excuse today, as he refuses to take responsibility for it. The high levels of inflation, of course, are being sidelined today as reporters, if he was asked if he was to blame, instead he argued elevated pricing were a problem during the previous administration, had nothing to do with him, according to him. Tracking unemployment now is basically impossible, especially with job numbers. Supposedly 500,000 new jobs added this month. Nobody can actually get on it, especially if they received it in the pandemic. They haven't earned their credits back yet. So this all adds up. Groceries, gas, all those are going on people's credit cards, and people are making minimum payments because they can't afford to make more. Meanwhile, interest rates are going up, and those minimum payments are going up as well. Credit cards now taking less secured debt, knowing raking up debt in America is killing American citizens. Literally. People expected this to go better, but it's not. I mean, let's be honest. Unemployment clocked at 3.4% is honestly a joke at this point. Especially saying that Americans being 517,000 jobs, supposedly. 500,000 jobs were added last month, supposedly. But yet, more than that were laid off last month. So, how does the jobless rate or the unemployment rate, let's make sure we're clear on that, unemployment rate stands for the amount of people receiving unemployment in America. Crazy. Everybody's being censored. It's not just you. All around America, everything's being censored hour by hour, day by day. I mean, it's ridiculous what's happening. It's ridiculous what's happening around our country. It's. I don't think Trump would solve this issue now. To be honest, I love Trump, but the problem is our government is so entangled with politics right now. That is the biggest problem. They need to look away from politics for a minute and focus back on the Constitution, the people, of what the people want, what's best for the people. We spend more money than any other country on a number of things, wasting money. Deficit's getting bigger. We're not controlling our airspace, our water space. We have Russia around us, Iran going to cut us off in the Panama Canal. I mean, these are ridiculous things we shouldn't even be having to talk about. But yet, everybody knows the U.S. is basically a pushover. That's what we just said. We knew it was a Chinese balloon, and we didn't take action, and we still haven't taken action. Now, what does that say for every other country? U.S. sovereignty means nothing. The sovereignty of the U.S. soil means nothing right now to the world. And people are seeing that and knowing what's happening. It's a scary situation. It's going to get worse. I have a very bad feeling about this. Knowing Iran is moving to the Panama Canal right now, planning on blocking that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Trump, I don't care what he did talking about BS or what he put on Twitter. He did the right thing for the country. But the country has become a joke at this point. Literally. Politics is crazy. Watching what's happening in this country, it's ripping everybody apart. And you see people stealing now from grocery stores at alarming rates. We don't know if we shot it down or not. There was an explosion over Montana, but I'll tell you this. There's been a sighting of a balloon over North Carolina. There's been a sighting in Latin America. There's been a sighting in Missouri. There's, of course, the video, one balloon supposedly getting shot down over Billings. But there's reports of multiple balloons now being seen. Nobody's confirming or denying these. It's a very big problem. The U.S. isn't even, none of this State Department, the DOJ, nobody has came forward yet and confirmed or denied these sightings. So there's a big question about these balloons, and we'll get into this. That's why I'm going to do a lot more research on this because I'm literally finding more and more stories about them popping up left and right, and I got to get to the bottom of it. They knew about the balloon, for sure. They knew the balloon was coming. Yeah, we have weather balloons here. These aren't weather balloons. The balloons I'm talking about are literally the size of multiple buses. Multiple buses, not one or two, multiple buses. You're talking 5 to 7 Greyhound buses could fit inside one of these. These are not weather balloons like we use. Clowns was last time, remember? Yeah, they watched it come from China. They watched it go across the ocean. They watched it go down Alaska, the coastline from Alaska down to California. And then they watched it go over. So we know where the one they supposedly told us about was going. Then now there's so many questions about what's happening. Literally so many questions. I would say definitely surveillance, but this could be a lot more. Yeah, it has to be carrying something very, very heavy. You got to remember the balloon that went up to the stratosphere with the Red Bull stunt. was 1/10 the size of the balloons that we're seeing. 1/10. They were very small balloons compared to what we're seeing right now. So, Gang of Eight started meeting last night. They've been going back and forth. These balloons are not the same. The one balloon for sure that's confirmed by the DOJ, because I'm not going to say the rest are confirmed because they're sightings, is literally big enough to carry the payload of not just the jumper and the capsule that he had and everything else, but 10 times that size. It's ridiculous. What's going on? It's just crazy watching everything happening. That's all I can say. It is crazy. We got AI jumping in everything we're doing. Government's mad at us all around. We know that we got Russian ships on the East Coast and the West Coast, and we know we got China and Hawaii, and then we got Chinese ships and Russian ships on the West Coast. We know we got Chinese ships and Russian ships in Alaska. We know for sure that there are Iranian ships heading towards the Panama Canal to seize the Panama Canal at this point. This is a huge issue, but yet our government's sitting back and not saying anything. What have we heard about this? We know these things are happening. They're evident because the information is out there. It's time to really go and think what's going on and think over what our government is actually saying us. That's my question. Mom's mad on YouTube is if Alex Jones is right about that, because there is multiple being reported, and that's the biggest thing. Our government has paid, but it's crazy. 1941 all over again. I see it happening too. I see it happening too. It's crazy though watching what's happening. You guys be prepared for anything at this point. As we know, so much shit is happening at once. Our government doesn't care about what we know or what we want or what's going on. Does our government even know what's going on? That's a big question. Are they trying to figure it out at the same time we are? I mean, literally, when I'm pulling information, I use a bot that goes around the internet and literally picks information all around the internet. And I asked it to find balloon stories, and literally, we're talking these balloons that are this size. They're supposedly sightings all around North America and South America right now. That's all I'm going to say. For sure, the one that is confirmed, we know, but this is getting a little bit extensive. Like I said, I got to do a lot more research on it. We know Texas power grid is, of course, in huge problems in Texas. Over 250,000 people without power there. A lot of stuff happening. Just pray. Just be prepared and pray. Our government has too many ties to CCP. They do. Let's be honest. The CCP said they're not going to help us out with debt crisis. And that became a concern. Why? What ties do they have to us that we don't know about? It's another big question. But we will be on tomorrow night. I'm going to do a lot more research about these balloons and what's happening with them because, like I'm saying, I have a web crawler that I built that goes around the internet and seeks out information, stores, and of course, inside information. And I was on the impression it got shot down over Billings, or the first one got shot down over Billings, Montana, but we'll see. We will see. Darker forecast. I don't want to talk about that. But God bless you guys. You got to click OK on the bottom on Facebook if you're going on Facebook. Our Facebook on our rules. I don't know why it's popping up. We are shadow banned so bad on Facebook, you guys. So if you guys are on YouTube or Twitch, I see all the information. And everybody can see your comments as well because they do get shared here. But God bless you all. I will be back tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time with full details about what's happening with those balloons and how many balloons are out there, because I want to know the truth about this, because I have a feeling there's a lot more that the government is not saying, especially with videos of something being shot down, looking like a balloon over Billings, Montana. Definitely confirmed sightings now over North Carolina of this balloon, of a balloon. It was 60,000 feet up in the sky, so literally 60,000 feet. Thank you for the subs. Definitely appreciate it. See you guys tomorrow night. Be safe. Till then, God bless you all. God bless America.